The second part of the Nano series is ready to roll. We have the dry rock here, and it's about time we got it cycling and ready to go for the new Nano Reef. What's going on, reefers? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Blaine. This is the King Tide Corals channel. In today's video, we're gonna be checking out the second part in our Nano Reef Tank build series. You all seem to really enjoy the first part, so let's go ahead and keep this project rolling. Today, we're gonna be checking out the brand new rock we just received from Carib Sea. We're gonna get it cycling, and we're gonna start off this Nano Reef Tank on the right foot. Let's go ahead and dive right into it and check out what we got. Here is all of the dry rock that came in the shipment from Carib Sea. Some really cool stuff. I am loving this rock. This Life Rock stuff is really cool. I love the coloring of it. It has a much more natural color to it, so when adding into a brand new system, it doesn't have that, brand new rock feel. It kind of has a little bit more color to it. I also really like these. These nano arches are really cool. You could use them in all kinds of different ways for scaping, caves, and things like that. So really nice. But another really nifty thing they sent out was this Nano Reef tree rock. It's like basically a base with a hole in it. There's this rod, put the rod in, and then you just kind of start building it out. I think this is really cool, a really great way to get some height and escape, and then also a really unique way to utilize different rocks. But really cool. And then another thing I think would be really nifty for these is taking one and putting it to the side of your scape, and you could use it as a little frag holder, and you could put a coral that may be a little bit more aggressive or something that spreads too much, and you could isolate it by itself on one of these rocks in a little kind of natural frag plug holder. But very cool rock. I want to say thanks again to Carib Sea for sending it out, but we're going to be going through, picking out some pieces from the nano rock over here, and we're going to start the cycling process in a bucket. Now that we've checked out all the dry rock we received, we're gonna go ahead and start picking out the ones that we like to get the cycling process started. It's gonna be important to pick out more dry rock than we potentially need for our scape, so that way in the future, if I wanna break one up, make a bunch of rubble to be able to sprinkle around the scape, or if I use a rock I think I'm gonna like, and then I add it into the scape and I don't enjoy it, it's gonna be important that I make sure I cycle extra dry rock so that situation doesn't happen. So let's go ahead, pick out our dry rock. Let's get it into the bucket, add a power head, add a heater, and then get some salt water in here to get the cycling process going. When I look at this group of dry rock, I know for sure I'm definitely gonna wanna add one of these arches into the system. Whether I use the whole thing or half of it, this will definitely be one of the rocks that I'm cycling. But when I look at the rest of this group, I realize that most of these could definitely be used, or I could break them up. So more than likely, I'm gonna use the majority of the rest of the Nano Reef rock. So we'll go ahead and get what rocks we think we're gonna need for the amount, and we'll get things going. Here are all the pieces we ended up grabbing for the cycling process. I definitely grabbed more than I think I need because this tank is obviously just a 5-gallon, not a huge system, and I don't want to go overzealous with the amount of rock, but I want to make sure that I have enough to get things going for the cycling. I also have a couple little pieces that snapped off during shipment. I'll throw those in as well, but I think I have enough rock. I have a lot of really cool pieces. I love this one in particular, and I have one of the arches as well. So a lot of different unique styles and shapes. So I think overall we're gonna be just fine when it comes down to scaping. So let's go ahead, slap on that heater, get on the wave maker, and get this rock ready to roll. For the heater, I'm just gonna utilize the Jolly heater that I have that's gonna end up in the tank itself, but I'm gonna be using this for the heat source during the cycling process. And then as for the wave maker, I recently saw these out in Denver. These are by Dr. Tim's Aquatics. These are his brand new wave makers that he has going. Him and ASF have teamed up together, and they seem to be making some really cool products. So really excited to try out this new little nano wave maker. It's really nice. I like the magnet system. Really easy, pops on and off, and then I think it's gonna be pretty simple to pop this thing open for cleaning. So we'll go ahead, get this inside and utilize this as our water motion and for our wave maker in our cycling bucket. The bucket is all set to go. We are ready to start cycling dry rock. We have our heater, we have our wave maker, and we have our rock all set inside this bucket. All we need to do is grab salt water from outside. So let's go ahead, head out to the garage and grab what we need to get this cycling process rolling. Out at the frag tank, this is also where I mix up my salt water. I have this Brute trash can working up some salt water now. We're all up to salinity, so let's go ahead and grab some of this water, take it inside, and start filling up our cycling bucket. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add my freshly made salt water. Now we have the salt water in, I'll go ahead and get everything plugged in. We'll add the heater, and last but not least, the wave maker. So now we have flow and heat inside of our cycling bucket. Now the last thing we're going to be adding into the bucket today is going to be the Dr. Tim's one and only live nitrifying bacteria. And I'm going to be using that in conjunction with Dr. Tim's ammonium chloride solution. I'm not going to go into great detail of what you guys need to do for your exact measurements on this dose, but what I'm going to tell you is for this bucket I'm using here, I'm going to be utilizing 2.5 milliliters of this, and then I'm going to be doing the exact amount that I'm going to need for 2.5 milliliters in conjunction with the ammonium chloride solution. So let's go ahead, get into it, and start adding that into the bucket. And just like that, we have some dry rock cooking up and becoming live rock. Really excited about this little project here on the side. We have the power head, the heater, and now the nitrifying bacteria and ammonium chloride solution added in. I'm really excited to get this rock cooked up, ready to go, so that we not only have this one nano system, but we have a mirroring one right next to it. I think it's gonna be really cool to have both the blades showing off next to each other as well, the freshwater blade and the coral grow that's gonna be going on this nano. So really excited about getting this rock going, and thanks for tagging along throughout this entire process with me. Now it's been a couple days since I've started the cycle on this rock, and I wanted to head into some of my tanks to start grabbing some beneficial microfauna. I'm gonna go into one of my tanks, grab some copepods to start a little population, and then I'm gonna head over to the lagoon and I'm gonna start looking for some micro brittle stars. I know I have a really great population that sustains itself within this tank, so I'm gonna snag a couple of those to add into the dry rock bucket. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I wanna increase the biodiversity inside of this rock. I wanna make sure that I'm turning this dry rock into live rock. The rock is finally cycling. We have all the equipment needed, and it seems like the planets are finally starting to align to get this Nano Reef tank up and rolling. Thank you to you guys for checking out this video, watching all the way till the end. I think this project is gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to get a ton of feedback from you guys and what you wanna see in this nano tank build series. If you guys are curious or have any kind of videos you wanna see me do about this series, be sure to drop a comment down below. Thanks so much to you guys for tuning in all the way till the end. Until next time, happy reefing.